俺が食い止める。行くぞ。俺が食い止める。さっさと気をためろ。死ぬなよ、ベジータ。
Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. I know we just went through a bunch of breakdowns for the new tag switch characters, but we got all the data downloads, which should contain the remainder of the stuff that we need. We didn't get a chance to take a look at the two new, the green Broly as well as the new Supreme Kai, but I also wanted to take a look at these guys and their stats. Yeah, that is very, very good. Jesus. Oh my god, yeah, that is really good. Wow. Remember, they are arts boosted when you do these, but at the same time, if you were to just take away, let's say 13,000, but increase 5,000 just from titles and stuff, yeah, very, very good looking stats for Vegito, of course. What about you, Gogeta? What are you looking like? I assume very similar stat spread. Wow, okay, damn. Sheesh. The Gogeta side looks like they have more offensive stats, while the Vegito side has more defensive stats. But damn, that's crazy. Very, very good. All right, let's jump into the remaining characters. We still have the Zenkai Broly, Supreme Kai, as well as the Green Broly. For the Supreme Kai, he's a heavy support type character, so let's see what he can do. Standard Strike and Blast. Blue card. Deal massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation. Restore ki by 20, 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. When it hits, destroy 2 random cards, minus 50% to health restore. Melee blue, no biggie. The green card applies the following effects upon activation. Restore 50 ki, 20% damage inflicted, gives himself card draw speed. When it hits, randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer, shorten ally sub count by 3. He doesn't have cover null off the green, okay. But it is chainable with everything. His ultimate, massive impact upon activation, 40% ult damage inflicted, nullify endurance effects. On hit, 100% chance to inflict paralysis. That's very toxic. Plus 5 sub count to... Wait, what? Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 5 sub count. Inflict the enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 10 to arts cost as well. But it's also a melee ultimate. Main ability, draw the ultimate, 20% damage inflicted, destroy all your enemies' cards, and all enemies get hit with minus 1 card draw speed. Z ability is strike attack and defense for MajinBlue Saga, God Key, and he provides an 18% buff for MajinBlue Saga. Okay, passive 1. Remember, he's a support type. He doesn't have the highest damage inflicted numbers here. Remember, this is with the arts boost and all, so it's not that high. 100% damage to the next quick attack, 90% damage inflicted, 70% reduced damage received, 50% Q recovery, minus 5 to arts costs, and type neutral for 60 timer counts cannot be cancelled. Not too shabby. Shows up on the field, gets another 90% damage inflicted, reduces impact damage received by 10%, so he should be rather tanky because that's essentially most of the game. 80% reduced damage received, cancel enemy attribute upgrades. Oh, that's nice. And then hits enemies with the plus 10 to all arts cost for 10 counts. Every time he uses a strike card, he gets 10% to strike damage inflicted, sealing the enemy strike cards, and the strike cards cannot be used for 3 counts. Every time he uses a blast card, he seals up the enemy's blast, special move, and special move arts. That's really strong. The sealing abilities that he has is going to be very, very annoying for people to deal with, without a doubt. Number 2. Knock back enemies for strike arts. Chainable with the blue. When he changes cover, restores 10% of his health, 50% blue card damage, randomly destroy 2 enemy cards, hit them with minus 1 card draw speed for 10 counts. Inflict on enemies with no switching. This is really strong just because oftentimes your opponent will just swap out to somebody else, and 95% of the game basically draws another card if you have 3 or fewer, gets all their card draw speed, all this other fun stuff. But a lot of what the Supreme Kai is doing is team-wide. So team-wide, minus 1 card draw speed. Team-wide, you're going to have extra arts costs. So that, paired alongside this passive here, is very, very strong. The following effects occur upon landing. A strike, blast, or special move hits. Activates once. Randomly draw 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Shortens sub count by 2 to self. And he nullifies his own cover change. Nullifies cover change and 20% damage inflicted by your allies. The nice thing about this is it is telling you on hit That's very important. Units like Baby or the Universal Spirit Bomb Kid Goku, they get 5 timer counts of cover null when they show up on the battlefield or after they use a card, which is very easy to waste. Because if you use a blast card to initiate and your opponent just clashes or you don't end up getting priority through there, then it's essentially wasted. But this being on hit means that you can initiate comfortably, and once you finally get your hands on your opponent, you can feel safe knowing that you got your cover null now. That's actually really, really good. Activation counts resets on character switch, no biggie. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is switched to standby or defeated. Randomly draw a new card if you have 3 or fewer. Restore health by 10%, key by 30, 20% to damage inflicted, and you gain a Dragon Ball. Activates twice. So if he dies... I see. Standby and dies. Okay, no biggie, no biggie. I see. Overall, pretty good looking support type. Not the craziest, but he seems alright. The green Broly is what I'm more curious about because for some reason we don't have a very good Dragon Ball Super Broly. So I'm really hoping that this guy is going to change that. In terms of offensive stats, very strike oriented. Not looking bad in terms of that. Strike attack. He has blast armor and he stacks up cut penetration. Very good. Standard blast. Blue card. Massive impact damage, 40% of blue card damage inflicted for 3 counts. Takes away enemies' attribute upgrades and buffs. Doesn't nullify endurance, but it reduces enemy ki by 80, and it's a melee-based blue card. His green card, randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer. Restore 50 ki, 20% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. On hit, he nullifies unfavorable element factors for 3 counts. 50% to his next arts damage inflicted. So odds are you want to chain your ultimate with that. His ultimate, massive explode damage, 50% ult damage inflicted for 3 counts upon activation. Portion of the damage goes to enemies on standby. Very good. All enemies take 20% extra damage, but he doesn't nullify endurance. That must mean it has to be in his main ability, right? No. His main ability draws the ultimate, restores own health by 30% and ki by 50, restores vanish, and gives him 30% crit rate. That's so bizarre. Broly doesn't have any anti-endurance effects anywhere? Alright, passive 1. 90% to damage inflicted, 70% reduced damage received, 30% to crit rate. They did say in the reveal and stuff that they want you to basically use this as soon as possible, because when you pop the main, which you can get rather quick, you basically get 5 timer counts worth of 6% crit rate, so get one combo going really quickly. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's going to be 35 timer counts worth. Very good. When he shows up on the field, guaranteed strike card, restore ki by 30, and another 80% damage inflicted. When an enemy changes cover while he's on the field, draw a green card, activates 3 times, restore ki by 30, 40% damage inflicted, gets cardio speed, -5 to arts cost. Pretty good. When he goes on standby, he reduces his own substitution counts, and he restores ally ki by 30. Like a baby support. Passive 2 knocks the enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against the strike cards, which you can chain with his blue. When he changes cover, restore health by 15% and ki by 30. He goes type neutral for damage sustained 3 times. Reduce enemy ki by 40 and reduce enemy Dragon Balls by 1. Every time he uses a striker blast. Randomly draw a new card if you have 3 or fewer. Restore 10 ki, 20% damage inflicted. That's really high for a strike-oriented unit to stack up that much damage. Very, very good. And it's for 15 timer counts. I think Ultra UI, it's only 5 timer counts. And Gohan, I think it's 10. So for him to be 15 means a very long extended combo is going to help him out pretty good. And he has 50% Q recovery stacking. But he also has 5 timer counts of cover null when he uses a Striker Blast. Notice how we just compared it to the Supreme Kai. This is when he uses a Striker Blast versus the Supreme Kai who has a superior one where it's on hit. That's the key difference here. The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy Striker Blast attack while you're on the field. Restore on health by 15%, activates once. Oh, he keeps healing by 15%. Very tanky, Broly. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade -1 to card draw speed for 3 timer counts. Stacking up reduced card draw speed is going to be extremely annoying. Very, very annoying. Everyone's going to notice that. Broly seems good. He seems alright. Now, there's also LF Broly Zenkai Awakening. Yes, gentlemen, his Zenkai is here as well. Although I don't know if it's coming with this data download. Let's see. Right? He's here? God damn. Look at those stats. Holy. Alright, standard strike, blast, restore 5 ki, of course. This blue card, deal massive impact damage, cancel enemies buff effects upon activation. That's really strong because you know what that means? A lot of characters will go type neutral via whatever. He takes that away with his blue card, very nice. Green card, I hope this green card does a lot for him because his green card, the cost of his green card almost absorbed all the ki that you gained, so it was basically useless. Restore 40 ki, I wish it was 50. 20% to damage inflicted, increases charge speed by 1 level, and reduce damage received by 30%. Also, that's how he gets his reduced damage received, by his green card. That's pretty good. The cost is only 11, so he nets 29 ki, very good. Ultimate, massive impact damage, 40% ult damage inflicted upon activation, minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects, so he's going to be doing a ton. Oh, holy crap! He goes type neutral. Whoa. Yo, Broly's ult is gonna... I think Broly's ult is just gonna kill you. Minus 100% enemy sustained damage cut effects with 40% ult damage inflicted and type neutral. This ult is going to hit like a truck. Sheesh. Alright, Broly, redemption arc. This guy aged out so quickly. Alright, here we go. Main ability, he draws his ult, restore 25% of his health and ki by 60, cover nullification for 20 timer counts, very strong, cancel own attribute downgrades under normal conditions, pretty good. Z ability is the same, we know his Zenkai ability is for blue movies, so Beast Gohan's looking really nice now. He's got a very, very competent Zenkai buffer now. Passive 1, 50% damage inflicted against Saiyans, otherwise he's doing 50% strike damage inflicted against everything that isn't a Saiyan. Plus the following effects to the every time this character uses an artist card, restore ki by 5. Thank you. Oh my god. You know what really aged out Broly? 2 things. 1, not having so much cover nullification, and 2 is how ki deprived the poor guy was. He's a snowball character with no snowball ability at all. Seriously, it's like making a giant snowman and there's no snow on the ground. This guy had no means of getting the train going. Restoring 5 ki right there is huge. Very good. 20% damage inflicted and restore ki by 5. Big win. Plus the following effects to self when this character performs a Vanish Step. Restore 15 ki, 20% damage inflicted, and 20% to damage inflicted for 10 counts after an enemy attack is over. Very good, very good. Plenty of ways to restore ki. They knew that that's what Broly was suffering from. He has a cover change against strike guards. We know that. Chainable with the blue. When he enters the field, he gets 15 ki, and he gets... oh, wait, what? Whoa, Broly gets 70% reduced damage received? He got 30 off his green, and he gets 40 off of his passive? Wow, they gave an LF Zenkai 70% reduced damage received? Yo, Broly's gonna be tanking too. Damn, they actually learned a lesson here. A snowball character that needs to get a hit to get some of his passives, but he can't take hits, they changed that. Plus the following effects... to self when enemy switches characters while he's on the field. Restore health by 10%, restore 15 ki, and he restores his Vanish by 50% 5 times and another 20% twice. Very good. He gets another level of charge speed and 25% damage inflicted. Very good. Damn, Legends, you guys are cooking. You guys are learning your lessons. Plus the following effects to self after changing cover. Restore health by 5%, applies buff effect, nullify enemy reduce ki effects. Very good. Finally. Applies the following effects to enemy every time they use a strike or blast arts while this character is on the field. Reduce their ki by 5 and reduces their arts power by 5% for 5 timer counts. Very good. So Broly has a reason to actually be on the field to absorb hits. Not only is he making you weaker and shortening your own combo, but it's buffing him as well as he's getting beaten up. Broly getting absolutely ready to kick the crap out of you. Applies the following effects to self when the battle starts. 30% damage inflicted with 50% to ki recovery. Yes, big win. Big win. Broly being able to combo longer. 50% to damage inflicted every time one of the following conditions is met during the battle. When 30 timer counts have elapsed from the battle starts, 15%. When this character uses a Vanish Step 3 times, he gets 15%. When this character uses a Strike Arts 5 times, he gets 15%. And when this character uses a Blast Arts 5 times, it activates once. So 60% damage inflicted down there. 30% damage inflicted right there. So 90% there. And then Broly is able to get 25% every time the enemy switches characters. He's able to get 20% every time he uses an arts card, 20% every time he performs a vanish, 20% every time he gets hit, and then he's basically doing 50% strike damage to everything. I think Broly's gonna cook. I actually do. I think Broly's gonna be doing a ton of damage. Multipliers and stats, he looks pretty good. Very good for you, Broly. Really happy that you're gonna be doing pretty well, because look at this art. So disrespectful for this guy not to be cooking. Now next, there is the equipment. I don't know if they actually put them in game, but let's see if there's anything new. Oh, it's in game. It's in game. There they are. Hold on. So we got this one. This is a plat equip for fusion characters. Oh, it's okay. 38% strike is really high. It's still like one of the highest single slot buffers. Special move, health restore, strike defense. That's okay. I'm guessing Potara's the same thing. Oh, Potara's double offense. I think I'd almost want that instead. I saw this Vegito one here. What's this? Ah, plat equip for fusion warriors. 22% base critical, pretty much useless. Base critical is a doo-doo water stat, so don't focus on that ever. But the other ones are looking good. 12% to pure strike and blast attack if there's 3 fusion warrior battle members, as well as 20% to both defenses. It's not too shabby. Would have preferred if the first slot was max HP, but beggars can't be choosers. I'll take it. And I think this is the next new equip here. Special move damage, max HP, 20% strike, and 12% pure strike if this character is character Goku or Vegeta. And it's for fusion warrior. So it's pretty obvious that it's super restrictive. Was there anything else though? Oh, this is MajinBlue one. Ah, this is definitely for the free-to-play 18. Who? Oh, you know what? That's right. Free-to-play 18. We didn't see her anywhere. Otherwise, okay. I think that's everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's everything, folks. That looks to be everything there. Okay, you guys let me know in the comment section below how you're feeling about everything here. To me, it's looking pretty good. The characters look good, multipliers look good, LF Broly looks good as well. They redeemed part of his issue, which is his cover nullification inability, as well as all these counters and disruptive effects. Very good for Broly. Plat equips look decent. I don't really know if they're best in slot. I know Fusion Warriors have some pretty crazy equips available to them, but I guess it's something to work towards. That one equip that gives the 12% pure strike with the base strike isn't too bad either. But the one thing I'm curious about is we got a new Awakened equip that gives us a bunch of buffs. This one here, this thing gives you 6% pure blast defense if you're Super Saiyan, 6% strike defense if you have a Super Saiyan 2 battle member, and then pure strike and blast attack if you have a Super Saiyan 3 battle member. I wonder if this is sort of a hint for the future, if for part 2 and part 3. I don't really know. This equipment used to have... I'm pretty sure this equipment used to have God Key somewhere, but they got rid of that. So I wonder if that's what this is for. I wonder if this is a hint to the future. Maybe we're missing a Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 character that they want to drop. Who knows? Either way, that's going to be it. I think that's pretty much everything. Be on the lookout for the summons that will be happening in about an hour when this video goes live. Let me know in the comment section below how much CC you got and if you're ready for these characters, if LF Broly is looking good. But until then, guys, what an amazing start to the anniversary. I can't wait to see how well these characters do. But until then, peace.